All right, ladies and gentlemen, MrSotko here. Welcome back to the show. Did you wake up today and notice, hey, I think $40 billion market cap is gone from cryptocurrencies? Well, you would be right in that. And you might wonder, why is it gone? Well, once again, it is Korea FUD. Once again. So this is probably the who knows how many times that the Korea FUD has taken the price of cryptocurrency down. Every time we're getting close to $10,000, something happens, brings it right back down. This time, South Korea's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Upbit, is under investigation for fraud. So the largest cryptocurrency exchange in South Korea, Upbit, is suspected of fraud, is currently under investigation. The prosecutors have conducted searches at the exchange and confiscated computers and account records. So South Korea's largest cryptocurrency exchange, the Kakao-backed Upbit, is suspected of fraud, according to local media. While maintaining that customers' assets are still kept securely, the exchange posted the following statement on its website. Upbit is currently under investigation by the prosecution, and we are working diligently. Upbit services such as all transactions and withdrawals are operating normally. So Upbit is currently the world's fourth largest cryptocurrency exchange and the largest in South Korea, with a 24-hour trading volume of 1.8 billion at the time of this writing, according to CoinMarketCap. The exchange is affiliated with the Kakao Corporation, which operates the country's most popular chat app, Kakao Talk. So according to the publication, the financial investigation team of the Seoul Southern District Public Prosecutor's Office sent prosecutors and investigators to Upbit headquarters on May 10th and May 11th to secure computer hard disks and accounting records. More than 10 investigators were sent to Upbit, money today added. So after the digital forensics investigation on the seizures and confirming the illegal charges, we will decide whether and in what direction we will investigate further, the prosecutors were quoted saying. So accused of deceiving customers, so Upbit allegedly pretends to hold cryptocurrencies without holding virtual currencies. That's a mind-boggler. Say that one 14 times fast. The prosecution believes that Upbit has entered into the computer system as if it had virtual currencies that it does not actually own and deceived customers. According to the prosecution, the Hankure described Upbit has been suspected of carrying out book trading without holding virtual currencies in a wallet. So the Financial Services Commission and the FSS have been investigating domestic crypto exchanges since March, according to Yonhap News. Their first target was CoinNest, where the chairman was detained over embezzlement and fraud charges. So, with Upbit under investigation, they have a tweet here, and mostly in Korean. It says, Upbit has confirmed they are under investigation. State there are no problems with deposits or withdrawals, even though I have heard many problems with deposits and withdrawals. So, could somebody translate? It says, currently is under investigation by the prosecution office. We are working diligently. Upbit services such as all transaction withdrawals are operating normally. Why do I doubt that if most of your computers were taken? But who knows? So basically, that puts us down pretty far. So yesterday, we were looking at... let's get a closer look here and see what our losses the day are. So we were about 9,300 and now about 8,600. So not too big of a loss. It was 700 or so dollars off of Bitcoin, but it has affected the entire market itself. As we can see, just about everything is a loser today. So let's check the losers and winners. 17% for Augur is actually up. So only 5 coins are actually up, and one of them is Tether. So basically 4 coins are up. Everything else is way down, including Bitcoin Diamond, Bytecoin, Dentacoin, Storm, all that stuff. Verge, EOS, everything is way, way down. So another great opportunity to buy. So we're taking a look at the buy markets percentage. This is really going to rocket down that buy market percentage. So again, this page here is a couple days old. Or rather behind, and so it only shows on the 9th. Today's the 11th, and so on the 11th here, I'm willing to bet by the time this gets to the 11th, we're probably at 19% or so. When this actually starts turning around, is a great time to pick up some extra currency if you have any extra funds laying around. So another potential thing that happened recently is 8,200 BTC moved from the Mt. Gox wallet. So a possible sell-off of that affected the Bitcoin price. So again, nobody really knows exactly how this is being sold. So over-the-counter market, so similar to how most institutional traders and retail investors purchase and sell large batches of cryptocurrencies, the Mt. Gox trustee could use the over-the-counter market and directly deal with large-scale investors that are willing to purchase thousands of Bitcoin. So instead, the Mt. Gox trustee has opted to sell its funds on cryptocurrency exchanges, creating a domino effect across all major exchanges and leading to the cryptocurrency market to drop by large margins. So this was with the first time when he sold, what was it, like $140 million or 1.4 billion or something like that. It was quite the large amount. Supposedly it was all sold on exchanges, but nobody can really verify that. There was some very large candles that kind of showed that, but still, nobody can actually prove it. We can prove that Bitcoin were moved from the address, so 8,200 Bitcoin were moved, but we don't know where these are going to be sold. The Mt. Gox trustee actually told us that he sold them over the counter, but that was way, way, way after the fact, after all of the FUD and all of the losses of money. Then he said that, instead of just saying it beforehand. So it could have been just something to save face. Like, no, I sold them over the counter. I definitely didn't sell them on a market. I wouldn't be that silly, right? So it could be one of those sort of situations where he's just lying and basically just said he did to save face and so that nobody would throw a brick through his window, which I don't recommend. But if it happened, I don't know if I'd be too upset. So this could be affecting the price a little bit, but it's mostly this Korean FUD as tons and tons of people have been taking all of their funds off of Upbit, been selling, and just a whole bunch of Korea FUD again. So this is going to be way down, and when it actually bottoms out, wherever that bottom may be, and you start to see it turn around, that's a really great time to sell, or rather to buy, excuse me, at the very bottom. And once it goes all the way back up to the top, it starts to turn around again. Because again, you don't know where the top is. It's very easy to see it in retrospect in 2020. But obviously, currently, you won't be able to tell where the bottom is. So once it actually starts to turn around, it's a pretty good time to sell your crypto, and then it'll start going down on you. And whenever you see the bottom again, you buy. So a pretty good page. And again, this isn't like a end-all be-all tool or anything like that, but Turtle BC and the buy percentage. So you just go to tools and buy markets percentage on turtlebc.com. And it's really it's pretty helpful in terms of long-term trading as a just general good time to buy and sell. You're not going to maximize your profits by using this, and nobody should use just one tool when you're day trading or trading any kind of thing anyway. But this is really helpful, and it kind of gives you just a quick sight of the market, so I'll be using it a lot. So Nvidia finally unveils its crypto sales. Miners bring in hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue. Wow, 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 Nvidia. I think I told you guys this like 3 months ago. I was reading some articles, and it was basically like the CEO of Nvidia in a conference saying, we don't know how much money crypto sales are bringing into Nvidia cards. I wonder, Nvidia, maybe pretty much all of it? Like, let's go ahead with like 75% of it. Why do you think your graphics cards are being sold on third-party sites for $1,300? I wonder. Like let's think about it. Is it because gaming demand is so huge right now that everybody just can't hold on to their cards and is selling them for $1,300? I wonder, Nvidia. So for the first time, Nvidia is peeling back the curtain on just how much money cryptocurrency mining is sending its way. New sales figures revealed by Bloomberg show the company raked in hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue directly due to cryptocurrency boom. According to Nvidia, demand was higher than expected, you think, and brought in $289 million in revenue. I could seriously be brought into as an Nvidia outside consultant. You pay me just something simple. I'll throw the first one out there. How about just $3,000 a month? That's it. A very modest $3,000 a month, Nvidia, and I will be your outside consultant for cryptocurrency. And I will tell you how it really is, because apparently a few months ago, you guys just had either you were pretending or you truly had no idea, which both are bad. You truly had no idea how much cryptocurrency was bringing you in. and why your graphics cards were just selling off the shelves, and you could go into a Best Buy or any kind of department store, Fry's Electronics, and you're like, hey, where are your graphics cards? We don't have any. They don't exist. See that big open shelf over there? That's where we normally keep them. I wonder, because gaming is getting so popular, since when has gaming been so popular that you can't keep graphics cards on the shelf? Never. That's the answer to that. So I wonder, so maybe do a little research, Nvidia. Either that, or they were just pretending and they didn't really want to upset their current investors. Because when you think about it, Nvidia does a lot more than just makes gaming cards. They do a lot of advertising. They do a lot of sponsorship with like esports and this, that, and the other thing. They make a lot of professional grade hardware that also makes them way, way more money than probably gaming does. So they're making hundreds of thousands of dollar boxes for AI processing and for simulations and basically just server powerful, graphics cards, for simulations and, high end work like that. So things that I don't do, but I would love to have one of those. So crypto miners bought a lot of our GPUs in the quarter, drove prices up. You think we bought a lot? Nvidia chief executive officer Jensen Huang said on a conference call, I think that a lot of gamers weren't able to buy the new GeForce as a result. Here's the thing about gamers, though, because I'm a gamer, so I know, I'm right there with all gamers. I get it. But here's the thing, is that a gamer needs to buy one graphics card. That's it. One graphics card, maybe every 1 to 2 years, depends on how much money you have and how much you really want that new graphics card. Here's the thing. It's true. You only need to buy a graphics card maybe once every two years. For example, the GTX 1080 Ti has been out for about 2 years. Maybe a little longer. I don't know the exact date. I'm just ballparking it. You know what I mean? The usual. So for 2 years, you could have had a GTX 1080 Ti. And all you need to do is buy one. So the SLI thing, people buying two. SLI, let me just this is from a gamer's perspective here. SLI is garbage. First of all, it only works on 1 in 10 games. And then it gives you 40 more frames, maybe, on certain games. And then on high-end games, you might get a few more frames. You might get 5 or 6 more frames. Totally not worth it. And then you go to install a new game, and it's not SLI compatible. So one graphics card is just sitting there going, doing nothing. So you just basically spent $1,000 for nothing. Okay, so and then the age of 3-way and 4-way SLI is dead. 3 and 4-way SLI never worked to begin with. It never worked very well to begin with. Most games would just crash. Most games it just didn't work. Period. Only a few handful of games actually worked with 3 and 4-way SLI. Period. So, with the gamers, being upset about prices going up, I can understand a little bit because maybe you want that new graphics card. Now it's a little out of your price range, but you only need one of them. Just go ahead and pay a couple extra $100. You only need one for the next 2 years. So Hung made headlines in March when he said cryptocurrency is here to stay. Cryptocurrency will be here. The ability for the world to have a very low friction, low cost wave exchanging value is going to be here for a long time. Wow, that was a really odd chopping of the going. Blockchain's going to be here for a long time. It's going to be a fundamentally new form of computing. Dude, you guys are so late on this. It's cringy. It's going to be a fundamentally new form of computing. It's going to be? What do you mean? It's already been like that for 9 years for the most part. Where have you guys been? I expect cryptocurrency to be an important driver for GPUs. It already has been. Whoever's on this, you are an old man. This is the most cringy article I've ever seen. It's going to be a fundamentally new form of computing. I expect it to be a high driver for GPUs. You could have said that 5 years ago and you would have been correct. And anymore today, and you're that's like me saying, I think the internet's going to be the future. What do you guys think? And everyone would just be like, the hell are you talking about, man? It already is. It's been like that for 20 years. Get with the program. Get this article out of my face. Facebook is exploring making its own cryptocurrency, media report. So I rarely use Facebook. I have a Facebook, But I log into it like once a month, and then I like kind of like scroll down and I look at memes for about 2 minutes, and then I'm like, oh yeah, there's a reason why I never log on to this, and I just click it away. So I rarely upload photos. Sometimes, my kid, for the family and stuff like that. But for the most part, I make no posts, no photos, nothing like that. I just don't care. But if Facebook made its own cryptocurrency, MrSotko is buying in. I'm just saying, Facebook is worth billions of dollars, and I'm buying in. I'm just throwing that out there. Don't really like Facebook all that much, but you don't have to like something to make money, just like Ripple. So Facebook is reportedly exploring the creation of its own cryptocurrency. So according to Cheddar's anonymous sources, people familiar with Facebook plans, the social media giant is very serious about plans to launch an in-app virtual coin. Fair enough. The reason I think this is a good idea is because of competition. So you have DTube, you have Steam, and you have these other social media platforms popping up. I'm sure there's way more that I can't name right now off the top of my head. And by posting and by interacting and things like that, you actually gain cryptocurrency on some of these platforms. And I think that's a genius idea. I think that's great. That's really clever. And if Facebook doesn't do it, sooner or later, they will fall behind. Not right now. Not that Steam or DTube or these other goofy media, cryptocurrency media websites are going to beat Facebook anytime soon. But sometime, if Facebook doesn't innovate, they fall behind. So you have to understand corporations, and they have to innovate in these little tiny ways in order to stay relevant. Just imagine, take a look at MySpace. Didn't innovate. Who has a MySpace anymore? Nobody. It doesn't exist, basically. It's okay for music. I haven't been on MySpace in like 10 years, but I hear it's okay for music. So the unconfirmed information comes the same week. The platform announced that David Marcus, head of its messenger app, would transfer to heading a dedicated blockchain research group. Marcus's appointment to blockchain operations was immediately conspicuous, the executive previously having worked in the finance sphere for PayPal, and subsequently joining U.S. cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase's board in December. At the time, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong praised Marcus's cross-industry background in both payments and mobile communications. The move nonetheless provides for a curious juxtaposition for Facebook, the platform having banned cryptocurrency-related advertisements across the network in January, also citing misleading or deceptive promotional practices. The ban was copied by both Google and Twitter soon after. So, again, it doesn't matter if you like Facebook or not. I know the whole recent Facebook information drama, nobody likes Facebook. I think people are starting to kind of die off from Facebook a little bit more. I think some people that I just don't get it anymore. It's just memes. It's just like Democrats versus Republicans anymore, and people hating on what there once were their friends like 2 years ago before the election. And now they're like, oh, no, I'm a Democrat, I'm an SJW. And like, oh, I'm a conservative, you can't take my guns. And they're all just battling each other. And it's the media affecting their minds, like, oh, like, I have to be on one side. I have to be on one side. Like, these people aren't my friends. They used to be my friends like 2 years ago and for my whole life, but now they're not. So it's a mess. However, if they make a cryptocurrency, I'm buying in. I don't care. And then I'm going to sell it when it's at its high, and I'm going to make money. So that's just a way you can think about things. Just like Ripple, you buy in Ripple, even if you don't like Ripple, even if you don't like anything they stand for, if you buy Ripple and it goes up in price, you make money regardless. And I have to admit right now, I have to make my stand that Bitcoin Cash, I hate Bitcoin Cash, completely biased against it, and will never buy it, but I can understand if people do buy it to make money. And then, like, if that's your only reason for buying Bitcoin Cash, great. But if you really think it's the real Bitcoin, wow. I mean, I'm really sorry, but it's just not. It's a fork. It just is. It's a matter of actual definition. So everything way down right now. Great time to buy. Again, turtlebc.com, and check out the buy percentage tool. I know that sounds like some kind of shill. I just realized that in my head. Like it seems like I'm selling this, but there's nothing to sell actually. So it's just a great tool. So like once this goes all the way down, and once it starts to go back up, that means more and more people are buying. And once it gets over the 50% line, which is yonder, this one. Once it gets over to the 50, it's right over here. It's written right over there too. Once it gets over the 50% line, that means more buyers are dominating the market, which means the price on average is going to be going up. That means it doesn't mean there can't be a dip or something like that in between. but on average the price will be going up. So you buy in all the way down here and you sell in once it starts to go around and back down, because if you sold right here and it got up to 92-93%, well, you just missed out on some money. And again, this isn't going to get you the maximum amount. Like if Bitcoin got exactly to 10,000 and then it started dipping, this won't buy in at 10,000. Like you won't know that. You'll never know the exact price. So in order to save yourself some hassle, is that you sort of buy once the trend starts. Not necessarily at the bottom, because you don't know when the bottom or when the top is. And so when the trend actually starts going back up and you realize that it's going to keep going back up for a while, then when you can buy in. So you're going to miss the bottom, and that's okay. And you're always going to miss the top if you buy in. Once it reaches the top and once it starts going down, you realize the trend is going down and you sell. So again, that's not maximum profit, but it's very, very safe. Very safe way to do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Keep on hodling, and I will see you guys next time.